Idaho is renowned for its vast and surprisingly diverse palette of landscapes, perfect for exploring. Nestled in the mountainous heart of central Idaho is a little town called Ketchum, about 2.5 hours east of Boise. In the early 20th century, Ketchum was one of the largest sheep shipping centers in the world. To celebrate and preserve the legacy of that sheep herding culture, the people of Ketchum hold the yearly Trailing of the Sheep Festival. On average, the festival draws in 25,000 visitors a year and has been touted as one of the best fall festivals in the world. There are tons of different activities and tours, even a parade. How did it all happen? Why are the sheep so important for Ketchum? Before I investigate, I'm going to catch the sheepdog trials. It's kind of like an opening ceremony for the festivities. This is a tactful sport demonstrating the skill of both dog and handler. The two must work together to execute their routine and drive the sheep into the pen. Leslie Kapik is one of the handlers. She fell in love with the competition years ago and has since chased her dream across the country to become a competitor in the trials.
I went to a dog trial like this, and I saw the fabulous dogs, and I said to my husband, I want to learn to do that. Today, the modern sheep herding is to demonstrate the skills of good stockmanship. So it is all about the sheep and how the dogs handle the sheep. It's a team sport. You know, there's times when he's out there at 250 yards, I really can't help him. He needs to know his job. It's so much work to train up one of these dogs. But then when you do have a good run or your dog does really great, to me that's satisfying, right? This festival has been going on for many years, and it's to celebrate the trailing of the sheep, trailing them from the mountains down into the valleys. They're going to actually trail them down the main street of Ketchum, and the priest will come bless the flock.
I can imagine how difficult it would be for the original Trailblazers here to maneuver thousands of these fluffy little guys through the mountains. Now I'm headed into town. If there's one person who can explain to me why the sheep are so important here, it's Jerry Seifert. Having once been the mayor in Ketchum, Jerry now serves as a local historian of sorts. He's made it his life's work to keep the history alive through the festival and share Ketchum's story to all who visit.
Idaho developed really late in a lot of ways. The wagons went west along the Oregon Trail, which was to the south of us. There was just nothing here for most people because it was nothing but a huge mountain range. During the mining era, it was 2,000 to 3,000 with an extensive community in the mountains. But that all dried up. And then the sheepmen kept bringing the sheep in, and by the 1920s, we were one of the largest, you have to say this slowly, sheep shipping area in the country. And that kept the railroad coming in. We had as many as 2.8 million head here of sheep in 1918 during the war years. That continued as we went into World War II. You got to remember, all of the troops all wore woolen clothing. We're all here because the sheep were here first.
The sheep are such a versatile resource. Well, the big day has finally arrived. Time to see a herd in action. The first part of the parade is like a delegation from each of the various groups of people that have become a part of Ketchum over the years.
Everyone telling their experiences, the history of the people during the summer who were also taking care of the sheep. It all got started with the Scots early in the 1880s, and then the Basque and the Peruvians got involved with it.
Trailing of the sheep. For the last 3 years, I'm honored to have been, as the only rabbi in the Wood River Valley, to be one of the people that bless the sheep as they come through. And I welcome them with a shofar, a ram's horn.
Here they come! I've never seen so many sheep in all my life. There's thousands of them coming straight down Main Street.
The parade is actually the sheep passing through. They're bred and born in southern Idaho, trailed up through all of the towns and then go into their grazing areas north of Ketchum Sun Valley, graze throughout the summer, and then they are, unlike any place else in the country, trailed back to the spot from which they originated. It was an important part of the regrowth of the grass systems in the American West. John and Diane Peavy figured that all out 25 years ago.
This was definitely part of a story of the West. The Basque herders, the Scots, the Peruvians that have come in. They understand the land, they have a connection to the land, they understand sheep, and they kind of bring their own story and meld it in with everything else. And that's what we celebrate at the festival.
It's so cool how they totally like integrated into the whole culture here.
They did.
Like, you have Peruvian food now. Oh my God, and the Basque cheese.
I know, wasn't it delicious?
Cheese, so good. So the sheep would be trailed up and down the highlands for grazing anyway. But the Peavies lead the sheep through Main Street to commemorate the sheep herding foundation of the town and celebrate the strong, diverse heritage of the community. Like Diane said, the Trailblazers that have settled in the area over the years have come from all over the world. I'm taking the Arbor Glyphs tour to see some of the actual passageways used by those immigrant sheep herders and the marks they've left behind.
I think people are hungry for authentic experiences. That's what this is. It really showcases something you've probably never heard about before. So this is a canyon that still is used by sheep herders, but a lot of these arbor glyphs are from 40 years ago. You can see they've carved their names. And in this particular one, they have a little image of a sheep camp.
Who's they?
The sheep herders. These were the Basque sheep herders. This is how they left their mark, referred to as arbor glyphs.
Oh, is that another one over here?
Yep, there's one up here. The storytelling, the humanities aspect of it, preserving the stories. That's actually always been a really, really important part of the festival because, you know, like the aspen trees and the arbor glyphs, you know, people who are involved with the industry 50 years ago, 60 years ago are moving on and new generations are coming. So all the stories of the different cultures and what that means to the heritage of not only Idaho, but our country.
Many different organizations come together to make the festival happen. One of the partners is the Sun Valley Culinary Institute. The Institute isn't just a restaurant. They have dynamic programs year-round where people can come to develop cooking skills and learn about local traditional cuisine.
Start here, put my thumb on it, go like this, using my thumb to pull down like so.
Food is, I think, one of those jobs, like many, that once you're in it, you always sort of somehow get drawn back into it. I had actually talked to a chef about creating a culinary institute, a culinary school here in Ketchum that would be teaching classes for locals and tourists so that they would learn about how to cook food.
How's she doing, guys? Good, huh?
This is our third year partnering with Trailing the Sheep. Laura Drake, the executive director, is a good friend of mine, and we're super excited about it. It's such an amazing event. There's nothing like it I've ever been to anywhere else in the country.
That's what you're looking for?
We did 2 cooking classes this week, and then we were serving food at McCurcher Park yesterday, and then we just happened to have a little open house here today. People learning about where their food comes from is really important.
So you can see how nice and uniform it is, right? All the way.
We're making sure that we have a sustainable lifestyle here, but still create an authentic, and I know that word is way overused, but create an authentic experience in this mountain western town. That's so important.
And then put it back to the stove. So it'll flame.
Oh, I won't have to narrow my mustache anymore.
Make sure you guys always taste your wine before you cook with it, right?
Oh, I like you, my man. I love visiting places where the story of the people is so interwoven with the story of the land. The sheep were always here, and they're still here. Still an important part of the environment as well as the community that resides here today. It's a beautiful symbiosis.